Yeah. What's good, cuzzo?
Shoot, you ain't heard me, man. I said we got fan mail. Somebody really likes us.
Oh, yeah?
That's
Nice.
gonna bug me out.
Look, hopefully it's something interesting we can talk about.
Yeah, man, yeah. Shoot,
You
that
know,
jump made me feel special. I can't front.
Word. Hey,
Shoot.
somebody like it.
Shoot. So
Well, somebody tuning in. Somebody
yeah,
listening.
right.
Maybe somebody's learning.
I don't know. After the email, though, I don't know if I call him a fan, but you know, somebody paying attention. So we'll take that.
Yeah, for sure.
Shoot.
Well, shit. Let's get right into it. What we got?
Shoot. Yeah, I think I sent it to you, but I'm gonna go ahead and read it. You know what I'm saying? We'll come right into it. So the title of this is Protect BW. I'm assuming that's for Black women. It says, "What's up, family? First of all, I've been watching your content for a minute now. I rock with you, but you can be inconsistent as F." Fair enough.
True.
I like that you're back to talking about real life situations. The funny videos were whack, fam. Just being honest. LMAO. But in a way, here's a topic for you. I would never.
Damn.
We was trying,
right?
bro.
It hurts. It hurts. But you know, I respect they care enough to write it, to actually email us and tell us that though.
Straight being 100.
Like real talk. Like it don't even bother me. I respect that, sir.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
You. So, but anyway, here's a topic for you. I would never protect Black women again unless they are family. I don't care what the situation is. Here's why. A couple typos here. Hold on. I've always looked out for our Black women. I was raised to do so. But these new women are on a different level. I was recently in a situation where I was looking, I guess he's supposed to say looking out for Black women on the job, helping them do their work, training them, giving them life and career advice. Sometimes even feeding these hoes.
Well, how about you? Here's some career advice for you, brother.
Yeah, how about we not refer to them as hoes?
Yeah, number one. And number two, spell check. You know,
let me finish getting it off. He says, mind you, these women are young and they are in their early to mid 20s. I'm mid 40s for a reference. To me, they are children, and I treated them like I would have someone treat my daughter, niece, little cousin, etc. Anyway, would you believe that these heifers accuse me of SH? I'm assuming that's sexual harassment. I was amazed, bro. I guess supposedly they put in a complaint against me after I complained about them not working. Of course, I approached them first to ask them to contribute some, but they didn't respond, so I complained to management. Their claims were baseless and were truly retaliatory. I regret even trying to look out for them. Although nothing came from the investigation and I kept my job, it has made me change my position on Black First and protecting Black women. What are your thoughts? So, first of all, respect to you for even putting that out there. 100%. I want to say thank you because this is a good one. You really gave us a topic for a show, and that's what it's going to be right here. Full discretion, I kind of skimmed over it, you know, obviously before I read it out completely live. But yeah, we can get into this, cuz.
Well, first of all,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for all that nonsense. We go to work to freaking work, feed our families, make some money, to do some leisure stuff, and go home. Ain't nobody got time for all the work politics. Man, myself, I hate the work politics, bro. I can't stand it.
Yeah, you know, and I don't even feel like I'm qualified to even speak on this, just for the simple fact that in my line of work, I don't really have to deal with this. I've heard things about office politics and everything, and you know how they can be a hindrance in the workplace, and you know how you have to tread lightly, walk on eggshells. it's an interesting time because anything can be construed as sexual harassment. Like, I don't want to get into this brother's business, but I would be curious to know, like, what exactly they said he did.
That's a valid point. Yeah, brother. What did you do? Were you too friendly with him? You know, did you? Because a lot of women, I don't know what it is, especially. Well, I can say this: there's a difference between this younger generation and the older generation, right? The older generation, when I say older, I mean Gen X and above, right? Even the generation, before you and I, because we're millennials, right? So Gen X above, there was a thing called chivalry, right? And flirtatious banter that was just an everyday conversation. It was never taken serious or to be taken serious, right? Like I know myself. There's like I worked with older women, right? And I look at them like auntie. I don't look at them as some type of potential mate or dating mate, right? So I talk to them like I talk to my aunties. When I text and call my auntie, I say, "Hey, beautiful," I do it all the time.
Yeah.
Hey, pretty lady, what's going on? You know what I mean? Now, ain't no way in the world does my aunt think, I mean something sexual by that. I may say, "Hey, gorgeous." There's nothing meant by that. And I think you can speak that way with older women because they lived in a time where chivalry existed, and they're used to those common common phrasing, right? To where such and such is just a charming fellow, right?
Yeah.
So how can you even be charming in today's time if everything is taken that way, or everything could be skewed that way? Whether it's
just climate change is real, no matter what they say. And I'm not talking about the weather, because he might be a victim of everyone wanting to be a victim. Or it could just be that, as he said, it was retaliatory for them, for getting them to do some work. Or I guess, him complaining about their productivity. I forgot exactly how he worded it, but you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. So, like, I understand why a lot of people, they say, "Hey man, when it comes down to work, I'm going to go there, do my work, and I'm going home. I don't want to make friends. I'm not trying to do this. I'm not your homie. We're co-workers, and that's it." And it's to avoid situations like this.
100%. Now, here's some things he didn't mention.
Yeah.
Excuse me. What if that man had a family? What if he had a wife at home, right? And he had to explain to his wife, "Hey, baby, I need to talk to you about something. There's a claim against me for SA or SH, whatever he said, right?"
It's an awkward conversation.
It's an awkward conversation. What do you think his wife is thinking? Well, maybe you shouldn't be too friendly to them chicks at work.
To them heifers, as he put it.
To them heifers. Yeah. And you say you didn't do anything. If it's not true, why is it being investigated?
Yeah.
Why is it a big fuss about it if everybody knows that, because these are things he's probably telling her, "Baby, I don't, ain't nothing like that. I ain't never right?" And she's thinking, is it true? What are you doing? You had to provoke something in order for this to even have any weight to
it. And my thing and to that, I would say this, that I'm taking this young man at his word. Well, he's in his mid-40s, but I'm taking him at his word. And I would be curious that if, what was the time frame between him complaining about the accuser's lack of productivity at work, between him complaining to management about their lack of productivity to the accusation. Like, I would be curious to know, like, what was the time frame in between those two events? Because if it was like a very short length of time and everything was fine between then, I would think that his place of employment would have some common sense to say, we got to do our due diligence, but at the same time, this is very suspicious,
Right. I mean, look, bro, honestly, anything after his complaint It's retaliatory, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
look, straight up and down, just looking at it fair and balanced, right?
yeah.
You didn't complain until he complained against you,
That's
right?
true.
And if you were really concerned about this guy harassing you or making advancements towards you, why wasn't a complaint made sooner?
Yeah. Now, to be fair, we don't have all the context, and we only have the information that this brother sent us. So I don't know what the nuances are. Like I don't know. Like, does he have a history of dealing with people in the workplace? Like
He
is
should
he?
have. Yeah, I wish he had more detail.
Yeah, like we don't have enough information to really go into that true deep dive. But on the surface, like I feel like I am glad to read that he kept his job and nothing came
100%.
of it. Because if it was otherwise, like if I were him, I would if what he's saying is true, I would probably be like, seeing what my options were as far as maybe even like contacting a lawyer or something. Because that's at best, that's hella convenient.
Yeah, I mean, how does
Yeah.
he traverse the workplace now, right? How does he have a conversation about work with another female after this goes on? Granted, nothing came from it, right?
Yeah, but you're
how
on
does-
eggshells now.
You're on eggshells.
Yeah.
Right? So how does he move forward? I mean, I'm putting myself in this place, bro. I would be fucking terrified.
Absolutely. Me too. Me too.
You can't defend how a person feels, and a person's feeling can change from day to day, and
Yeah.
they can exaggerate or modify their feelings based on any freaking thing in the world. And they can date it back as long as they want to date it back. There's no type of limitations on it or whatever, and that shit would be terrifying. We see it in the news. We see what happened to people in the news who get accused of these things, right? And at first, maybe it was wanted. Let's say he was flirting with these people, right? Maybe it was back and forth. Maybe it was wanted attention that they enjoyed at the time, until he flipped. It looked like he flipped the switch. Like, all right, I'm cool with y'all, but we need to get some work done. You know what I mean? And so it was like, okay, it was like that. Well, watch this. That's how I read it.
Yeah.
So, and what's to stop other people from doing the same thing? All right. And what about those? Because people talk in the office, man. It's like one big fucking echo chamber. Everybody's it's telephone. Everybody's repeating stuff and whispering behind his back and stuff. So now, what if he's interacting with someone else from the office who didn't view him that way, but now they're starting to view him that way?
They've been influenced.
Yeah, they've been influenced based on what they said. So what if he's too happy one morning? He's like, "Hey, good morning." And he's smiling. He's too excited, and she said, "Girl, he flirted with me too, girl."
Yeah. Now you have two accusations. So now, even if the other one was false or absolute complete BS, now there's a pattern, and that gives credence to, or that gives credibility, whether we admit it or not, to the initial claim.
How do you defend yourself?
You really don't. You really can't. And it's a scary time we living in. I
couldn't prove them wrong or her wrong in that situation. I'm just thinking about if someone said to me, you've been accused of SH, sir. This woman said that you stare at her, and it makes her feel uncomfortable, and we have to investigate this further. So what if the only time I interact with her or even look at her is if we're talking about work?
Yeah.
Right? So as a human being, should we make eye contact?
I was raised, that was a sign of respect. When someone's talking to you, you look them in the eye.
So because you're looking someone in the eye and it makes someone else feel some type of way, now you have to defend yourself against you looking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's funny, Cross, as you were talking a minute ago, man, I just couldn't resist. I literally just looked up sexual harassment on Wikipedia, right? So look, they have a section, situations, okay?
Okay.
All right. underneath the situation section, they have bullet points right here. And one of the points is this, and I'm quoting word for word. This is credited Wikipedia. The perpetrator may be completely unaware that their behavior is offensive or constitutes sexual harassment. The perpetrator may be completely unaware that their actions could be unlawful. Think about that.
How scary is that, bro?
Yeah, that's rough, man. And it's a slippery slope because, like, I could understand someone reading that and like really viewing that in its totality, and I could understand a man say, "Hey, I prefer not to work with women." Now, that's going to be like, "Oh no, how dare you?" But it's a percentage game because men can sexually harass men too,
Right, 100%.
but that lowers a percentage of the accusation being made,
Right.
And it's
Right.
like, so it's like, but from someone who's ill-informed, that comes off as, sexist or chauvinistic, for whatever reason, or that's the way they'll frame it. But you got to understand what you're dealing with. Like, as a man, you really can't win. And I feel bad for this brother. I'm just glad he didn't lose his job.
Bro. It's infuriating, man.
Yeah.
Because you got good dudes out there, good family man who was working, providing for their family. And honestly, I don't know what all the in-betweens are with this young man here, right? But it sounds like he was a decent dude, giving career advice, feeding them. So that means he was treating them to lunch. You know what I mean? Giving them life advice. So I'm pretty sure, they probably had some conversations about relationship dynamics and marriage and this and that. And he's probably giving them some real game. Especially if he's being true to what he said. He's treated them like his daughter. I know the things I would tell my daughter if I had one, right?
Absolutely.
And one of those, a lot of it would be to look out for predatory men, right? Baby girl, you're beautiful. You're a pretty girl. You have potential. You're a nice girl, right? Watch out for these predatory men because they don't have good intentions for you, right?
Yeah.
And if he says something along those lines, and that was taken as SH, now we have a serious problem here, man. How, like, to your point, how can a man work in the office with a woman if he doesn't even know the corrective action to not be offensive?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was a Marine, so I have a strong gaze, and for some it could be intimidating.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
I can't help that. It's just in me now. Right. However, you said, unbeknownst to me, my actions could be considered criminal.
Yeah. 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 It's funny though, because it's like I don't want to make this like a man versus woman thing. I'll paint a broader scope. I'll paint a broader picture. How do we help each other if we have to worry about all of our actions being misconstrued or being weaponized against us? Like, how do I help my fellow man in the workplace? I say, hey, brother, this is what you need to do. Hey, man, don't do that, And then you giving somebody advice, and it's good advice. Chances are, you become familiar. You might become friendly over time.
Right.
Hey, brother, I appreciate that, man. You really saved me a lot of trouble. How do you do that to the opposite sex? And not worry about, unforeseen consequences. I feel like it's really like these laws are really designed to divide, and have everybody scared of everybody. I think that's what they want, man. I really do.
Man, I remember, let me speak to your point first.
Yeah.
You can't, right? Yeah. Because first of all, you get apprehensive, right? You start to overthink every little situation. right? Let's say, I don't know, one of your coworkers get their hair done. You say, I really like your hair. That looks nice on you.
Yeah.
And she's clutching her pearls. Jimmy's trying to fuck me.
Yeah.
Would you believe Jimmy tried to fuck me today? All Jimmy was notice your hair. He's trying to give you a compliment to make you feel good.
Yeah.
Newsflash, ladies. Everybody doesn't want to fuck you. I'm sorry. I know you think we all do, but we don't. Granted, we see you. We see what you show. It is what it is, right? I have eyes that can see. We see you.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I want anything with you.
Yeah.
Right? If I treat you to lunch, maybe I'm just being a nice guy because I know that you didn't have lunch today. And if my daughter was working with someone, I would hope they wouldn't let my daughter go hungry, right? And offer her some lunch. If my daughter was out there and she didn't have a ride, I will hope somebody will offer her a ride home, especially if it's in inclement weather.
Yeah.
Right. And for there to be people out there who are abusing
other people's kindness,
one, and also weaponizing the our current political and social stances, right? It's criminal. It's terrible, man.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst things you can do. Is criminalize, is weaponize these things against men for just holding you accountable. We want to be equal. You want to be treated as equal. You don't want me to see you as just a woman. You want me to see you as a capable human being who was placed in this position because you met and matched all the qualifications to be here, right? So when I hold you to that, you can't then retaliate with any type of harassment.
Harassment.
we don't get to do that as men.
No, you get laughed at.
If he was to make that same claim, I guarantee they'd have laughed him out of HR.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So you can't, bro. You can't help them. You become apprehensive because now you're overthinking things. You can't be nice because they could be misconstrued, right? You try to avoid conversations. You try to avoid eye contact. You walk past them and look at the floor, right? You almost have to pretend like these people are invisible just so that there's no way in the world that they can say something like that. And the worst part is, on the opposite end of that, they can still claim some type of harassment because now you're avoiding them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not training them.
Yeah.
You're not sharing your work knowledge with them, right? You're not including them on in meetings and things like that and giving proper pass downs, right? I mean, so it's like, where do you win and how do you work with them? And I get this brother's pain. Why would you even step in to protect them for anything, right? And they can just quickly turn around on you like this and accuse you of the worst.
Yeah. My only thing, and it's not even a solution per se, but I would feel like it would be a start. I would say this. In situations like this, if it was able to be proved that the accusation was retaliatory or knowingly untrue, I feel like the punishment should be almost draconian as a deterrent. I really do. Like I feel like whoever does that, they should be not only be fired, but they should be ostracized from the industry that they work in. Like the punishment has to be that severe to deter this kind of crap.
Yeah.
Because
cancer.
Yeah, because it's all fun and games until you're going about your day and you're keeping your head down and you're working and you see a young lady out there in the rain, at the bus stop who you work with, and you decide against giving her a ride, and then you wake up in the next morning and you read about her on the news. You know, that's what this so-called culture or climate, that's what that fosters, you know. It fosters the behavior of indifference, you know.
Mhm.
Oh well, F that girl. She ain't gonna get me hemmed up. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
And that's what it does.
100%. And something that I didn't even mention because I was getting too deep into this young man's position was that there are real life scenarios and real life situations where women are being harassed on a job. They're being pressured, into dating and things like that. They're they're being forced into uncompromising situations because they have a family and bills as well, right? So there are situations where this is really happening and it's really going on, and they have no one to turn to. And what happens is after a while, people like this that he's talking about, it makes them question the validity of any claim.
Yeah. You know, and I don't mean to cut you off, man, but I want to get this off before I forget. Because I feel like I've had a couple of opportunities to say this throughout our videos, just about the male-female dynamic in certain situations. But this is what gets me. Like, I always wonder, what you just said, the false accusations makes it hard to believe the real accusations. So you would think that other women would be speaking out vehemently against this kind of thing, you know? Like, that would be my question for this guy. I'm not gonna put his information out, but I'm almost tempted to shoot him an email back to ask him, like, did anyone in his workplace step forward for him? Did anyone in his workplace come to his defense? Because obviously he kept his job as per the email, but I'd be curious, as you know, like, how exactly played out among the office. Like, was it divided? Did he have some people saying, hey, that's BS, so and so wouldn't do that? And then you have other people saying, see, girl, I told you so, or I knew he won't no good, you know?
Right. Now, honestly, I've seen this play out with a friend in live action, right? And what I can say, what I saw in his situation, the older woman, like I said, the Gen Xers up, 45 plus, they spoke up for him.
Gotcha.
Right? And they said this is some BS. Yeah, I've never seen him act like that. He's respectful and and they were ready, willing, and able to write any type of statement for him in his defense.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So I have personally seen situations where other women step up. Now, older women, it pisses them off to no extent when they see these young girls do this crap. This is just anecdotal from what I've seen. But one thing I've never seen, which I only had, this is some rare shit. I've only come across it once. I've only seen it once, but I didn't see any other young woman speaking up for him. You know what I mean? I don't know if it's the cancel culture thing or if it's the internet thing where old men are creeps or whatever. I don't know. I have no idea what the difference is in the thinking between younger women and older women, but I can say that it's becoming extremely difficult to navigate as a man in the professional sector.
Yeah,
it really is. And that's just as a man in general. Let's not even include being a black man.
Oh yeah, yeah. That has a whole different dynamic to it, unfortunately. Although some people will sit here and argue that it doesn't, but you know,
it does.
The proof is in the pudding. I'm looking through this email right here again. I'm assuming he's black because he was saying that he would no longer protect black women outside of his family. So I'm going to assume that he's a black man. I think that's pretty safe to assume by the way he worded the email. But yeah, it's very divisive. It really is. It doesn't promote unity within the office place. And honestly, as like as a business owner, like this would really concern me because I'm sure that opens the business owners up to a whole nother set of problems, because they had to thoroughly investigate the claims.
Mhm.
You can't run the risk of being perceived as dismissive, no
Right.
matter how serious you think it is or may not be.
Mhm.
So that's resources, lack of productivity. Loss of productivity.
Man, I was
Like,
lost.
yeah. Was he put on leave while the investigation played out? Like, what happened? And this is not even really delving deep into this man's finances. Was he paid when he
Right.
was on leave? Like what happened? What really went on? How this affected his family? Does he have a wife, kids? Things you touched on earlier. But just the financial repercussions of it alone is enough of a reason where I go back to my point. If it is proved that these accusations were retaliatory or just outright lies, and it can be proved, the punishment should be severe.
Should have been. They should have lost their job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They and really, he should sue for defamation of character. He should take him to civil court.
Absolutely.
But again, how successful it be, I don't know, because it's difficult to prove or disprove a feeling. Right.
Yeah.
And let's just say he just has, I don't know, that look. When he gets on the stand, other people can perceive it the same way. See, I feel uncomfortable too. You just got the look. Whatever the look is.
It's funny.
You know what I mean?
It's funny you say that, man, because I've seen him thinking about things like it's no secret. I'm not the smallest guy in the world. I got a little height and weight on me. And in my younger days, I was in a profession that was considered very, very manly.
Uh-huh.
I worked on deep sea boats. And you couldn't be too soft out there.
Right.
And there were instances where I've been accused of having a scowl, oh, hey, you in a good mood, everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, And sometimes I get what you call angry resting face, I'm in a great mood. I could be fine, but people would avoid me, or people would tread carefully around me, to say, hey, bro, you good? You all right? Anything wrong? Everything all right at home? And so I can understand how, sometimes just a bad look or a wrong look can rub someone the wrong way. But is that bad look or, like a inopportunistic stare, is that enough of a reason for you to go to your superiors and claim harassment? I don't think so.
Bro, you black, man. No matter what we do, man, we're especially when you're big and black, you're intimidating.
Yeah.
Right? Intimidating. And me being a big black Marine, I know I'm intimidating. I know I'm not, I don't have what you call the pretty boy soft facial features. Right?
Heck, I'm scared of you. Why you think we're gonna do these joints in the same room?
Exactly. I mean, and really, people that know me, for real, like 90% of the time, man, I'm laughing about something.
Yeah.
I'm goofy. I'm cracking jokes. You know what I mean? I'm the furthest thing from serious or angry that you can get to. But just because I sit there like this, like you said, that's just nigga, that's my face.
That's my
what you want me to do, man? What the fuck? I can't take my face off, bro. I'm ugly. I'm sorry. That's how I look. Okay.
You complain to my mama. I can't do that for you.
I can't do that for you, bro. You know what I mean? And sometimes, like when I'm thinking, that's just my regular thinking face. And like, there's something wrong with you? You okay? You in the bed? No, I'm just trying to solve a problem. Don't you think sometimes? You know what I mean?
I'm working.
Yeah, I mean, and that's that thing about just being a black man in general. Is like they always use excessive force with us, right? That's the first response is to respond with some type of force. You know, we're always. It appears as though we're guilty before proven innocent. No matter
Yeah.
what the charges are, we have to always prove ourselves to be innocent.
Yeah.
We're never given the benefit of the doubt. There are rarely any concessions made for us, you know, and compared to our lighter skinned counterparts, you know, where let's say in this example, it could have been a lighter skinned gentleman, and they may have said, well, you know what? Let's really look into Tom's behavior, because I just don't see Tom doing these things he's being
Yeah.
accused of. You know, so let's see if we can do an immediate mediation and, you know, just move forward, right?
Yeah.
But Tyrone don't get that same treatment. He rarely does. You know, and it's something that we really have to. I don't know how we could change it, but it's something that really needs to be changed, man. It's terrible. So how do you be one if you can't trust the people that you're working with to be fair and upright and honest about things?
Yeah, that's the to be honest with you, cuz I don't have the answers to that question. I really don't. I know I know some things that I would try to do, some things I would try to implement, but even then, like just me brainstorming right now, like it might minimize, you know, the amount of claims and so forth, but it won't completely eliminate them.
Interesting shit, brother. Hey, brother, I'm sorry that happened to you, man. But
yeah,
hey, look, y'all
prayers
see
up
the
to you
email.
though, for real. I'm glad you kept your job, and I'm kind of feeling myself now because you know we got an email, cuz.
Hey, that's the first minute, because
we got an email.
He must have saw the email on one of the other videos or something, because we never put it up. There it is down below.
Shoot.
Hit us
Not
up
only
the
that,
email.
that means somebody thinks we were wise. Ooh.
Maybe it's a gray hair.
You poor misguided soul.
The blind lead, the blind leading the blind. You know what I mean? You know, shit. I mean, the best we could do is bring ideas together, man, and all try to figure it out together. I mean, but those are, you know, but those are some weird dynamics, man, and that really makes you appreciate things like telework and working from the house.
Yeah,
that completely absolve most of those issues.
Yeah.
Now, in order for a man to give a woman that much attention, if they're all teleworking, he has to go out of his way.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And then it's kind of blatant at that point.
Yes.
You know, he's emailing, he's texting, he's this and that, and you know what I mean. He has to go out his way
for paper or digital trail too.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
That may be the answer. Telework where possible.
There you go.
Get rid of the office environment altogether. Collaborate online and telework online.
Sorry to the commercial real estate owners.
Hey, that's what other better solution than to remove the problem? Because this is going to be reoccurring, and something's going to happen over and over and over and over again. And you can't. This is one of those things you can't really pick a side.
No,
you know what I'm saying. And you can't have a too much of a stern stance on either side of it, because one, there are true victims, and two, there are true victims on both sides.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's so nuanced that, like, even with this fellow right here, we could talk about it based on what we got, but you know, I can't really form an opinion on this situation because you know, who knows if he's telling us everything, you know?
Mm-hmm.
We might find out we might read about this dude in the news, you know, a week or two from now for another incident or something, you know?
And maybe I was unfair. However,
yeah,
I was giving the brother the benefit of the doubt that he was innocent and not guilty.
Exactly.
So
that's the key.
I assume the best.
That's the key. Put your emotions to the side. The bottom line is that you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. And that's how we should do it. But that's not how it is.
Yep. The burden of proof is on who?
The accused now, seems like.
No, they're not the accused. In some cases, they're the prey.
Yeah, facts. And
And
on
with
that
that,
note,
we
wrap
out
it
of
up.
here.
Peace.
Peace.